This is the KNA podcast. I'm here today with Kenny, and as always, I'm your host,
What's
Adrian
up?
Checo. I have a special guest with me today, man. My cousin, Kelvin. How you doing, man? How you doing?
Good, bro. Good. Thank God, man. Good morning, guys.
How's life, man? How's life?
Great, bro. Life is amazing.
It's
I
good.
can't. There's no other. Matter of fact, there's no words, bro, to describe. At least for me, the word life. It's just great.
It's good. So I wanted to bring you on today because your story's special, man. Like, I wanted to talk about your journey through what you went through and all that stuff, and how it made you just better and where you are today. So I wanted to start off by just saying, introduce yourself a little bit.
Who you are, where you from, how old you if you want.
Yeah,
You
that's
don't
fine,
have
of
to.
course. Yeah, I'm not. I don't really care about that. But yeah, my name is Kelvin. I'm 30 years old. I'm from here. I was raised in East New York. I currently live in Long Island though now, but yeah, that's about it.
That's good. And you have dual citizenship, right?
Yeah. I was born in DR.
Mhm.
I came as a baby. I was probably like 2 years old when I came.
That's just a flex.
Yeah.
When you come over here, you like, yeah, bro, I got dual citizenship.
Yeah,
DR.
yeah.
You go back, everyone asking questions like, "Oh, how is it over there?"
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, just been a Brooklyn kid all day. I mean, all my life.
That's good.
Yeah.
So I wanted to get into a little bit of the very first time that you had how your diagnosis came to be.
That's a long story. So it was one afternoon. My little brother, I know Saniel, he bought a workout machine. So we were like, let's just put it together.
Mhm.
And we put it together and everything. So it was like, let's see what it was like, a calisthenics machine. It was a pull-up bar, dips, push-ups, all of that, all in one. So we put it together and nothing. I was like, oh, let me try this out. So I forgot if it was like a push-up or a dip. I forgot what it was I was doing. I've never worked out in my life. I don't work out. Like, I've just been into sports, but never like in the gym or nothing like that. And once I went down, I'm not sure, like I said, I don't know if it was a dip or a push-up, but I know that when I went down, bro, I just felt like if my chest ripped open.
Damn.
Yeah, and it was like, yo, it was a crazy pain, everybody was there, and they were like, oh, is everything okay? I was like, I don't know, I felt the crazy pain in my chest, and nothing. I left it like that.
You didn't
But
take it like too serious or anything in that moment.
Nah. So, but the rest of the day, I was just like, ever since that day, I was like, like off. Like I didn't even the next day. Like I ain't have an appetite or nothing like that. And I think it was like after the fourth or fifth day, I'm just like, you know what? Like my parents are telling me, let's, because I had the same pain. I had a shoulder pain that it was killing me. Painkillers weren't doing nothing at all. So after like the fourth, fifth day, I was like, you know what? Let me just go like to the ER.
Yeah, just to be safe.
Yeah. So nothing. I got X-rays done. Whatever, they checked me out. All they said that it must have been like a muscle spasm or whatever. So nothing. They gave me muscle relaxers and nothing. I went home. I was discharged, and nothing. It just continued. The whole pain, the whole everything, it just continued. And I'm like, yo, like I'm getting worried already, cause. So nothing. We go back after a few days to the ER, and I'm like, yo, we told them, look, we don't want X-rays. We want to get a CAT scan, a deeper check, because X-rays, bro, X-rays only show you if you got a broken bone or some ligament crap or whatever, but it's not showing, deep in, and the CAT scan does. So luckily they did do the CAT scan, because that's where everything came out. Like they saw a mass. It was like a 8 centimeter wide mass, and it was bothering me. There was one night I took a deep breath, and I felt something like shake inside of me. Like as soon as I took the deep breath, like when I exhaled, I felt like something like just trembling inside of me. I'm like, yo, what the hell? I was in the living room with my dad, and I'm like, yo. He said, let's go to the hospital. So the next day we went. That's when we went, and they did the CAT scan and all of that. And yeah, so the hospital I went to, they transferred me over to a bigger hospital because I guess they weren't like, I guess
equipped to like handle that type of situation.
Exactly. So I was transferred to the bigger hospital, and that's where I was they left me there for like, I was there for like, I think like 2 weeks in the hospital. But still, I'm still not, they doing blood work, they checking the mass. I got my first biopsy was a mess. My first biopsy, I think they did something wrong. I'm not, too sure because when they stuck that needle inside of me, bro, in my chest, I felt, bro, like that was the worst pain I've ever felt in my life. Like, I think they went too deep. Like they should have never gone too deep. And that was for nothing because the results from that biopsy it was all negative, that there was nothing, and then they had to do another one because that biopsy wasn't enough. So I got a second biopsy done, and I was like, yo, you guys got to put me to sleep because all I had was local anesthesia for the first one.
Yeah.
So I'm up. So I felt that.
Did they like numb this part at all? Or
Yeah, they do, but
you still
I
feel
guess the pain was so crazy that I felt it. Even with the local anesthesia.
I mean, even then, like, that's going straight to your chest.
Yeah, yo.
There's
like,
no not feeling that, no matter what.
You would see the needle. The needle's like this big, but bro, it's going inside of your chest. Like, and but yeah, they did a second one because that one supposedly the results weren't. They didn't supposedly get enough of whatever it was that they had to get, like from the mass. So they did the second biopsy. And the second biopsy as well, negative. So we're like, yo, so what is it? Like, where's this mass from? How did it get there? Like, what's going on? All my blood work is normal. All my everything is normal. So we're desperate. We're like, yo, so what's going on? Why am I feeling like this?
Yeah, when they showed you the picture of like the mass, was it like pretty big or did
it was for something abnormal to be in your chest? It was 8 centimeters wide.
Sheesh.
Yeah, so it was it was a big chunk.
Yeah.
And but after that first biopsy, what was crazy was that that the mass started shrinking on its own. But it was like weird, but like at the end of the day, I always say, bro, God knows how to do everything, bro. He knows how to do his thing. And but yeah, the mass started shrinking on its own, and after the first biopsy, that affected my lung, cause I guess what we guess that happened was that when they punctured the mass in the first biopsy, like, I'm assuming that it exploded, like it popped it. Yeah, so all of that infected my left lung. So that was another problem that was added to my situation. That infected, I guess, whatever the mass was. When they punctured it, it infected my left lung. So then I was having trouble like breathing. I was short of breath, bro. I'd get up and sit in the couch where I'm out of breath. Like it just brought so many complications after that it was to the point where I also got lung surgery. And I don't know, that's deep, a little deeper down the line, but yeah, I got lung surgery as well. They actually resected like a third or a quarter of my lung. They had to cut out like a quarter of my left lung. Because that part, it just got so infected that,
there was nothing they could do about it.
Yeah, because even after they did my surgery, all the antibiotics and everything, nothing was working. Because I started coughing up blood out of nowhere. Like after those 2 biopsies, after all my shortness of breath, I was coughing up blood.
And you was home at this point, or you were still in the hospital?
No, I was home. So yeah, I was hospitalized like throughout the whole process, like say like 3 or 4 times around there. The first time I was there for like 2 weeks. Then in October again, I went back because I was coughing up blood, and that wasn't stopping at all. So that's when they checked my lung and everything. They saw the infection I had in the lung, and but it was weird because I had the infection in my lung, but then the mass was also shrinking. So at the time, I also saw a surgeon, and he's like, "Yo, so I think we should wait." He's like, "I don't want to go into surgery like right away. Like, oh, you need surgery? Let's do this. Like, it's a big surgery. I don't want to just do this, since the mass is shrinking on its own. Because the point of the surgery was to remove the mass, but it's also shrinking on its own. But then I'm coughing up blood. It's like it's so it was
There's
so
so many
more,
moving parts and whatnot.
So
it's like you don't really know what to do.
So I'm coughing up blood, but my mass is also shrinking. So it's like a good thing, but then a bad thing. I'm coughing up blood. Like how? Like I would spit. Like let's say take a toothbrush in the morning. It was blood. It wasn't like no regular spit. It was blood.
Did they diagnose it at that point or no?
No, I wasn't diagnosed yet.
Sheesh.
Yeah. So like a month or 2 passed, and I was just the same thing. The blood wasn't stopping. So that's when the surgeon, he was like, you know what? I think it's time. Like I think we should do the surgery. So they did the surgery. That's when they cut out a piece of my lung, and nothing. Surgery went well. Surgery was like, I don't really recall exactly, but it was like 7-8 hours. My surgery. I was there at like 5 a.m. and my surgery. I forgot what time it finished, but thank God the surgery went well. The surgery part went. I was in the hospital for like 3 or 4 days after surgery. But after surgery, I get discharged. I go home, and I'm seeing blood again. I'm like, but what was the whole point of the surgery? I thought this was gonna, and it was crazy, and nothing. We went back. So during surgery, they performed another biopsy. Anything they take out of you, whatever, they send to the labs just to make sure that there's nothing, So I guess what they took out of my lung, because it was infected, it was like it was pretty bad. And they sent to the labs, and like like a month after, they called me saying that those results got back, and that's when I got diagnosed. But what was crazy is I left out a huge part. So we see the surgeon that he was referred to us by the doctor that I had at the time. Supposedly he was one of the best surgeons there at that hospital, and nothing. We moved forward with it. But what was crazy was that my god sister, she's a OR registered nurse, and she was part of that surgeon's team.
Oh wow, that you didn't know?
That's crazy.
That I didn't know.
That's crazy.
I knew she worked at the hospital and that she was a OR nurse, but I did not know she worked like directly with those doctors there. Like everything was like it was a rough moment for me, but at the same time I think about it now, and things were just falling like right into place, like it's crazy, like everything's working out. And we had to ask her, they had to ask me, because they don't let I guess family members work a family member's case. And I was like, of course, like, of course I want her to be there. So she even worked my case. She even worked my surgery with the doctor.
Wow.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so it was like, yo, my mother was in the parking lot the whole day. She did not leave the hospital because it was during COVID. So that's another thing. It was like horrible timing as well because this was during COVID.
Yeah.
All of this happened like end of August 2020. So like we're in peak of the pandemic.
And it's already difficult to get in the hospital. You got to go through like a bunch of checks, have your mask, have a COVID check, have your temperature check, all before you even enter the hospital.
It was crazy. It was in the worst. It was the worst timing. So my mother couldn't even be in the hospital. So she had to wait in the parking lot in the car. But she would always, my god sister, she would always step out. Like every time she can, she would text my mom, listen, everything's going well. This is what they're doing. She kept her updated.
Yeah.
Like, bro, that was all a mom could ask for at the time. Because forget it, you go in that surgery and they're calling you after the surgery's done.
Yeah.
She would step out every little few minutes, whatever. Oh, listen, things are going good, this and that. Surgery's almost done. They did what they had to. She had her. So it was like, that gave her a little peace of mind.
Yeah.
So that worked out very well. But it was crazy. It was like, yo, that's you work there. Like everything was falling into place.
Yeah. It's crazy how they didn't even like. At first, they didn't even want to do a CAT scan. They just wanted to do an X-ray. And
yeah, exactly. They didn't. That was the first day I went to the hospital. Oh, let's do an X-ray. Nothing came out. Things continued. I was like, I didn't want to do nothing.
But even after you told them, it's like you felt like it was a muscle spasm. They still wanted to do an X-ray. That's crazy.
No. The second time we went, we told them like since the get, listen, we don't want an X-ray. We want a CAT scan. To see because X-ray, like I said, X-rays don't really. But yeah, like everybody tells me in the hospital is like, yo, that machine probably saved your life.
Yeah. Not even that freaking dip machine saved your life. So
yeah, that machine. That's the one, the workout one.
Okay, yeah.
There were the nurses, like a few people told me that machine, that calisthenic machine, saved your life in a way.
That's crazy.
Cause let's say you had that in you, since a while back, whatever, and that develops when you're in your 60s, 70s, where it's harder to treat you, because you have it all, and that's your age. Like when your age now is you could get over this, you could continue life normally, and you have a lot ahead of you. But let's say when you're 70 or whatever, this develops at that age, at 70, it's harder. Your body's not gonna probably respond to medications the same way. Like there's a lot of cons to it because of your age. But being that it happened, at an early age, they always told me like, that like saved your life,
Yeah, it's crazy.
Well, at least for the for the diagnostic or whatever. But yeah.
Cause I thought it was just because you didn't stretch. That's why you felt that.
It could have been. It could have been because we put the machine together and right
immediately
away.
Just on it.
Yeah, like bro, I've never gone to a gym. Like I've always done sports. My whole life, I've always played sports. But like go to a gym and work out, like no.
And knowing that now, have you ever had like any instances in the past where like you were like, damn, now that I think about it, I was feeling like some discomfort at that time, but I just thought it was nothing.
Yeah, I did, but not
to the same degree.
Yeah, but nothing to do with that either. Like I when I was a kid, I also had a heart murmur. But I remember when I played baseball my whole life, and I remember like sometimes, like when I was playing baseball, like I'd feel, like if I was gonna faint or whatever, and I'd eat, bro. I used to eat. Well, I've always eaten a lot. Adrian knows. And but yeah, there were days where I remember when I went to high school. I was a freshman in high school, and my school's baseball team I don't know how it is now, but it was a decent team. It was pretty good at the time. I went to John Adams.
Oh, John Adams.
Yeah.
Oh, me too.
John Adams. Oh, okay. Yeah, I went to John Adams. I don't know how the team is now, but when I was there, it was still a competing team.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember freshman year, I went for tryouts, and whatever, I was doing good. Whatever, yo, like 25 minutes in, bro, I felt like I was gonna die.
Damn.
I felt like I was gonna, to the point where I walked out. I left the tryouts.
Sheesh.
And I remember the coach. He was like, "Yo, what's going on? You know what?" I was like, "No, I just can't. I'm not feeling well."
Mm-hmm.
Yo, I remember that was the worst walk of my life. I used to walk Rockaway Boulevard to take the bus.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, that walk, I thought I was gonna die, bro. Like I felt like I couldn't, like, I don't know. It was just a weird feeling, and it happened to me. It happened to me several times.
Mm-hmm.
And but yeah, it had nothing to do with that though.
Mm-hmm.
Like no chest pain or nothing like that, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, but definitely, I didn't stretch or nothing. It was just like, yeah, whatever. Let's just,
Let's just go into it.
Yeah.
And that non-stretching might have just saved his life, bro.
Yeah,
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That's crazy. What was your reaction when the doctor told you, like, this is the type of cancer that you have, and it's a cancer that basically attacks, like, your immune system?
Yeah, it was. I remember that day. I mean, how can I forget it? I was in the living room. It was just me and my dad again.
Mm-hmm.
I think my mother was like doing something in the house, and I get a call from the surgeon.
Mm-hmm.
And he just told me, it's crazy because I guess it was something that had to be dealt with right away. So he called me over the phone. Mm-hmm. He was like, "Listen, the results came back. It's this, and that." Yo, I didn't, like, it was a crazy, like, I don't even know how to explain it. Like, it was hard. It was hard.
What was the cancer that was called? What was it?
It was I was diagnosed with a T-cell lymphoma. So it's also a rare type of lymphoma, supposedly, because there's a lot of types of lymphomas, but a T-cell it's pretty rare. So nothing. He told me over the phone, and he was like, "Listen, just go to the hospital, like now." And but yeah, it was hard. My mother, everybody came to the living room, and it was just a breakdown from there.
Mm-hmm.
And nothing. We went. I remember my cousin. He came from Philly, and he was, to be honest, I don't know how somebody can get from Philly to New York. Like, he probably did take the 2 hours, but I felt like he got there in like an hour, like 45 minutes an hour from Philly.
Just stepped on that pedal.
Yeah. So he was like, he told my parents, like, "Listen, I'll be there. I'm gonna go." He took over. He spoke to the doctors. He took me to the hospital with my mother. My bad, bro. I just got
You good, bro.
Take your time if you want.
And bad, bro.
You're good. You're good.
Take your time.
I just think about that day, But yeah, he took over, bro. Trying to get a deep breath.
No, you're good, bro. Take your time.
And but yeah, that was the hardest day. But after that, it was hard. I remember I was in the hospital. I went that day. They hospitalized me right away. and they started the chemo. I think that same day or the following day.
Yeah.
No, I think it was like a day or two afterwards, because they had to put in the port. So that was another like little surgery, whatever. And they induced the port, and then they started the chemo right away. And sorry, man. And it was just nothing. Everything started from there. But I remember him and my godmother as well. They spoke to the doctor. You know, my cousin Jimmy. He pretty much pressed the doctors. He was like, listen, because the surgeon, he referred the specialist to us. He was like, listen, if that's like, you sure she knows what she's doing, or she's like, if that was your son, if that was your nephew, like, would you refer? And he was like, yeah, of course, hands down, she's a great doctor. So nothing, we moved forward with it. And but yeah, he also, that cousin of mine, he also knows this doctor that he's good friends with. That the doctor was also diagnosed with the same type of lymphoma I was diagnosed with like 8 years before that. It's crazy. He was like, listen, I'm gonna put you to talk to him. Like, what are the chances, bro? Like, somebody that was diagnosed, and he's also a doctor. He's from Chicago. And he's another person that I appreciate a lot. Through the whole process, he helped me out a lot. And nothing, we were just speaking to him like over the phone all the time. Bro, he was diagnosed with the same type of lymphoma I was, like 8 years prior to that. So he walked me through. He told me, what were good things to do, what were good things to eat, whatever. He even spoke to the doctors. My mother was like, listen, because they did all types of tests that you can think of, like blood work, everything. But he would also tell us, listen, tell them to do this blood work. Tell them to check this, to check that. Like, he was on top of it as well.
Yeah, because he went through it.
Yeah, exactly. And but yeah, it was just, like I said, things were just like falling into place. And even if it, it was a tough situation, but it was like falling into place. Like, the first was like the beginning. With the chemo, bro. I remember that first cycle. I was in bed. I couldn't even. I was pretty heavy. I was heavier at the time. I was like almost 240 pounds, and I lost. I lost, I think, close to 70 pounds.
Jeez.
Yeah, I went down to like I think it was like 160 something or.
Jesus,
or like 170 from like almost 240. And
in how long of a time span? Like a month?
No. Like throughout the whole.
Hold on.
Sorry, guys. Camera died. You were talking about how the doctor was suggesting specific tests to do.
Oh yeah. So he would speak directly to the doctors. And because we gave him, the permission to do so, and he would just tell them, listen, do this, do that. He would ask us, did they do this or that as well? I was like, yeah, they did everything, but there were also additional tests that he suggested that were also done. So that helped out a lot as well, And but yeah, it was just a crazy coincidence.
Yeah, that godmother that went with you, that was the same one that made you the promise that if everything went smooth, she would take you to see something. I forgot where you went. I think you went somewhere in Spain or something like that, or see some Vatican or something like that.
No, I went to. It was in DR, in Higüey, but that was somebody else. That wasn't my godmother, though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I actually have a few promises that I have to keep. I also have to go to Colombia. It's like promises that people offer, for your health or whatever. Yeah, so I did one in Higüey in DR, in the church. You know that it's called La Basilica.
Yeah.
It's like So I went over there, and I also have to go to Colombia.
What do you have to see in Colombia?
I have no idea.
Oh, okay.
So they're friends of my parents. This Colombian couple that my parents know, and they offered. I don't know what it is, but I'm assuming it's, like to a church or something.
Yeah, that's nice.
I'm not too sure. Yeah.
So how was the physical treatment? Like, how did that take a toll on your body when you was getting like the chemo? Did you get chemo and radiation or just chemo?
No, I got chemo. Yeah, no, bro, that was tough. Especially the first few days after. Like at least the first like 3 or 4 days, like after the treatment, I'm done. I'm drained. Like after like the 4th day, that's when I start, cause those first few days, like you're not even eating well. Like everything you eat, you just, they give you anti-nausea medication because those treatments are so strong. So, so you can be able to eat. So you don't even, well, at least in my case, because everybody's different. Like there's people that surprisingly, that there's chemos that don't take a big toll on them. Like everybody's body is different. It reacts differently with that.
Yeah.
But for me, it was like the first few days after treatment, it was horrible.
Were you expecting it to hit you that hard, or were you like?
Well, I didn't know. But I've always heard oh my God, how it was so strong. So in a way I did, but I just always wished that, like, after obviously I was diagnosed, that okay, I'm gonna get chemo, I just hope it doesn't hit me as hard. But I wouldn't even complain, because it was just those 3 days after. 3 or 4 days after. Like, obviously, I was drained the whole time I was in my process, bro. Like, till today, like, you see, I'm doing any physical activity, bro. I'm like, I get tired. Obviously, not like
Not like before.
exactly, but I still gotta take a break here and there. But yeah, it's But yeah, those first few days afterwards, then after that, it just starts. You start eating better, and But it was. I also remember one day, bro. I was like, "How is this nurse working here?" I remember it was like my second or third. I think it was my second.
Second day or second cycle?
No, second cycle. Of chemo. Because I got my first cycle at the hospital. Then I was in the hospital if I'm not mistaken, for Christmas, because it was around that time. My surgery was November 2020. Results came back like mid-December. I went to the hospital December, and I was there for I think I was damn, I don't recall, but I think I was in the hospital for Christmas, New Year's. Not that I had plans to do nothing, obviously, but yeah, I was, it was like hard times to be in a hospital, and so yeah, I got my first cycle in the hospital, and then my second, because I did 5, so from my second on, I went to the clinic, to like their cancer center, and I think it was the second one. Yeah, I got this nurse. She was like, "Oh, how do you feel? How's your family support?" And I was like, "Oh, my family is everything. Thank God. I've been blessed with a huge family from both sides, mother and father sides. They're huge. So that's been great. Thank God." And she was like, "Oh, that's good. And how's the treatment going?" I was like, it's rough. That first cycle was tough. Yo, you know what she said? She was like, "Oh, and watch from your 3rd and 4th. You're going to feel like a truck hit you." I'm like, bro.
That was crazy.
Yo, I just looked at her. I was like, obviously, I wasn't at a moment to I'm not going to sit here and tell her nothing or whatever. I just kept on. Because all I thought about was just getting better. So I wasn't gonna let nobody, nothing, like just like ruin my mentality. So I just looked at her and like I pretty much like grinned at her like are you serious? Yo, she was like, oh yeah, sometimes you might feel like a truck hit you. I'm like, bro, how is she working here?
Yeah. I mean, I get maybe she was trying to prepare you, but there was a better way that you could have said
how
that.
do you prepare somebody that's crazy? I was like,
I mean, she could have just went without saying it, you know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
like, or just shut up. Don't say nothing. Like, how you gonna be like, yo, to somebody, you know, going through something like that? Oh, yeah, you might feel like after your third, fourth, you might. I'm like, bro, she could have just not said anything.
I mean, thankfully in that moment, like, you were already on the path, like, you're like, I'm getting better. Like,
yeah,
I'm not
yeah,
gonna
it was.
this. But somebody else would have been distraught. Like, it would have been done for them.
Yeah, there's a lot of, everybody takes those type of things differently. There's people, bro, that sometimes their mentality just takes them down. You know, that they just can't. And luckily, I thank God every day that he gave me the strength, bro, to like I was going through that process, but it's like hard to explain. It's like weird to explain. That's why I thank God every day, because I know after him and my family, you know, that's how I got better. But yo, it's like I always had that like feeling like, yo, I know I'm gonna get better.
Yeah.
Like it was like it sucked, because I was like, because there are times, bro, like don't get me wrong, I was always I'm always like, you know, positive and stuff, but bro, there are always times where you're like shit, like, bro, I'm going through this, like it's hard.
What do you think helped you overcome those specific moments of negativity? That was it family? Was it God that you got closer to?
Both, yeah. I'd say it was both. But cause I've always, you know, I grew up in a very, in a religious family, if you want to say. I believe in God. I'll be honest, I wasn't the type of young man or whatever to be in church like every Sunday. You know, like I go to church Sundays, but I'm not gonna sit here and tell you, oh yeah, I'm in church every Sunday. I'm you know, but I do believe in God. And I guess my whole process, it got me much closer to God. That it was, I learned a lot. Like, yo, like you learn a lot, bro. Like if you like go deep into whatever religion you're in. Let's say I'm Catholic, right? But like there's a lot to learn, bro, within a religion. Like I'm Catholic, right? So during my moment, you know, there were a lot of times where, you know, I have a cousin of mine too that she's great. She would always go to my house, do rosaries. I remember she made a promise how she was gonna go for one full week every day to my house to do a rosary. And but she was great. She was there during my whole process as well. You know, everything. Just she was there with the prayers and everything. But there's a lot to learn, bro. And if you learn a lot, like within that, like you see life differently. I don't only see life differently because of my process, but that's the main part. But because I also learned like a little deep into religion, because it's like you can even study people better. Like you could read people better. You see, you know, who's really genuine, who's not, like who's pure. You know, like you know who to stay away from. Yeah, pretty much. Like that, Brian, that's good, bro. Because if you have that ability, bro, life will be so much smooth. Because you feel, you know, you get vibes off of people. Like, so this person's a little off, you know. I'd rather just stay away, you know.
Yeah, I remember. I think my favorite moment from that whole thing was when I don't know if it was when you were starting your chemo or when you was in the hospital or whatever, but when everybody jumped on the call for you on the Zoom
Oh
call,
yeah.
that one killed me because
Yeah.
I was the whole time in the beginning I was like, okay, this is going good, like this is so nice, everybody's here to support him, and then all I see is me just like start breaking down crying.
Yeah. That was a hard call. I even have a video that like a whole bunch of family and friends, they did a video, like giving their support. That was also nice too.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, I couldn't even finish it. I couldn't even finish the whole video. I remember when they played it, my mom played it for me. I started crazy. It was a very nice video.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was hard, bro, because you going through something like that, and then
I think you guys family at that point.
yeah,
man.
exactly. That's how it is.
Yeah, because I remember at the end of that call, I don't know if it was Sammy or one of those dudes, but they were like, yo, we love you, Kelvin. You gonna get better, bro. Trust me, we here for you. And then you just hear everybody just turn on their mics and just like, yo, we love you, Kelvin.
Yeah, it
We'll
was.
be here.
It was support, bro. Family is everything at the end of the day,
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if you was to give somebody like some advice that's going through maybe the same thing as you, what advice would you give them?
Just faith.
Mm-hmm.
Look, from my point of view, look for God.
Mm-hmm.
If they're not, really just put everything in His hand,
Mm-hmm.
It's a hard moment to be positive, but just try. Just try. Just have faith, bro. I remember I lost, like I was telling you guys, I lost close to 70 pounds.
Mm.
If I'm not mistaken, November 2020. Bro, I barely ate that whole month. I barely ate, bro. And after I was diagnosed, if I'm not mistaken, from like November, December, it was, I'm telling you, I barely ate.
Mm-hmm.
Then in December when I was diagnosed, I was like, yo, but I have to eat.
Mm-hmm.
Like if I don't eat, like that's just gonna complicate things more.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, out of nowhere. Yeah, I remember it was December because that's when I received my first chemo. I started eating out of nowhere.
Mm-hmm. Was it that you prayed for it, or was it just like?
Yeah, I mean, yeah, because I knew I had to eat.
Mm-hmm.
So God also knew that too. Like everybody else knew it, God knew it. Like, so what made me just eat out of nowhere?
Mm-hmm.
Yo, I was in the hospital ordering Chipotle, because I didn't have any restrictions with food.
Mm-hmm.
Like obviously I wasn't eating, sugar's not. I love sugar, bro. I'm sweets. I'm a sucker for sweets.
Mm-hmm.
But obviously at the time I just thought about eating.
Mm-hmm.
So I was in the hospital after my first treatment. I was like, yo, like I have to eat. Like, don't get me wrong. Like I wasn't eating like great every day, like good 3 times, 4 times a day. No, it was still a struggle, but little by little, everything, is a process.
Mm-hmm.
And bro, I started eating. I started ordering Chipotle. I remember there was this Italian restaurant close by to the hospital. Mm-hmm. I would order from there. The nurse would be like, Jesus, you eat better than us. Like, that was like my appetite. I feel, I feel it like I was getting my appetite back. Mm-hmm. Bro, and I was just eating. So, at the end of the day, it's just faith, bro. You just, like, what it is from today to tomorrow. From one day to the next, you just start, like, eating.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm going through this whole process, and I just started eating. Like
I feel like a lot of people that have like a similar story to you, that eventually get closer to God because of what's going on. I feel like there's usually like a switch that happens, or like a specific moment that puts their full trust in God. Do you feel like that day that happened to you, or do you feel like it was a different moment? Or did you just throughout the whole process just was fully was just put it in his hands and you just fully trusted him?
Yeah, it had to be since the first day, because ever since the first day, that's when like the family, and that cousin of mine, she was there. Like, she didn't leave us. The whole family, but like with getting closer to God point, like that cousin of mine, she was like, I learned a lot with her. Like, you learn, bro. Like, you learn so much. Like I said, within that, that is is nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I remember some of my favorite moments when you would come to my house. Like, even I've never really told you this, but when I was a kid, so like even when I was a teenager, and you would come to my house and you would tell us all the stories, good or bad, like went on in your life. You always had a positive way of looking at it.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Like, girlfriends, anything, stuff like that. Anything that happened in your past, you always seem to be so positive about it. So I'm gonna ask, like, during that moment, do you feel like you always still had that? Because anytime that I would go visit you, it seemed that way. But then again, you never know what somebody's really going through. So during that moment, did you feel like you were kind of losing that a little bit? And then that relationship kind of like kept you centered, kept you positive?
Well, yeah, like I said, you think, because even if you're, like I said, a positive person, like, bro, if you're going through that, there's always going to be that thought, like, damn, like, am I going to get over it? Or, am I going to, but yeah, I always tried to stay, like, like, as hard as it was, to just stay positive, as try to keep, I would go for walks a lot. I would go out to walk with my dad. With Saniel, with like my parents, my little brother, but it was just keeping the mind occupied, Yeah, but I just tried my hardest, bro, to just stay positive.
That's good. Now, though, thankfully, right, you're 100% good. Like,
yeah, I'm good, bro.
So what was that feeling when the doctor finally told you, like, yo, you are 100% cancer free?
It feels great, like every time I get my checkups, first it was like every month, then every 2 months. I go every 3 months now. I think I'm gonna start going like every 6. But every time I get that CAT scan to just check out, or a PET scan, and when those results come back, positive, I mean, oh my gosh, God forbid, negative, bro, it is a great feeling, It's like, yo, I'm good, that's it. I'm done with this. This past February, I also got my port removed. That's where they used to put everything. They used to draw blood from there. They used to give me the treatments through there. Everything was through there. Because, they didn't want to pinch you all the time. You imagine being in a hospital, every time you need they pinching you. So they just did everything through here. And there's people that they go.
I got technical difficulties. So you're saying the part where the doctors are doing like the
Oh yeah, so this past February, they also took out my the med port. That's where I was getting all the treatments through blood drawn, a whole bunch of stuff, and there's people that go years, like, without taking it out, because they gave me because. After that whole process, I went through another process as well. I got a stem cell transplant, so that was a huge process as well. But so after the transplant, after 2 years, that's when if everything is going well, which it is, and I know it's gonna be like that for forever. After the 2 years of the transplant, that's when they can remove it. Because they give you 2 years, just in case or whatever. But thank God everything has been going well. And after 2 years, that's when they take it out. But there's people that go years. Like, I'm telling you, years without, because they're scared, because it's a surgery. It's like a mini surgery. But at the end of the day, you're asleep, it's a surgery.
Mm-hmm.
And so there's people that go through so much, like let's say prior surgeries, just the doctors in general, like they're just over it, where they're like, another surgery to take this out? No, I'd rather leave it in there. It's not bothering me. It's not changing my lifestyle. I'm gonna leave it there. But I was like, nah. As soon as I make those 2 years, I was calling. I called, listen, I made 2 years. Can I take this out? You know, like I just wanted to close that book, you know, and just leave all of that behind and just, you know, continue my life, you know. But yeah, and nothing. Everything has been, you know.
That's good.
Yeah.
Because now, you know, like, especially for your health, that health is wealth. If you're not here, you know, you can't really do anything. You can't, you don't have goals or anything like that if you're not even here. So is there some things that you do now for your health that you make a priority now to do ever since all that stuff happened? Like eliminating maybe like certain foods, stuff like that? Or is it just, you just try to eat as good as possible?
Yeah, no, yeah, definitely. I've left ever since I'm gonna make like 4 years I don't drink soda. Ever since 2020 I don't drink soda. I don't drink juices either. Like
Snapple?
carton, yeah, none of that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't drink like juices from. I'll probably have a glass one like in the morning, like with breakfast, but that's rare. Like once in a blue, a glass of OJ, like some orange juice, whatever. But that's I'm talking. I don't remember the last time I had orange juice, like from like let's say Tropicana. Like no, like everything I drink is like freshly pressed. Like if I'm drinking juice, is pressed juice, like beets, carrots, if it's pineapple, but it's freshly pressed, you know. Like I haven't drank juices again, no soda. But other than that, I don't have any. I'm still eating. I eat everything.
You're a foodie, so
yeah,
you know.
yeah. I eat everything, bro. I'm especially sweets, which I should manage a bit better. I have too much sweets, and it's not good for you at the end of the day.
Yeah.
But yeah, not only with food, but my lifestyle too. Like it's done a 360, bro. I was out and about Monday to Monday, like just going out, parties here, parties there, bro. Like I would be in a party on a Tuesday, like.
That shit was active though.
Yeah, like it was, like I'm very into like our Dominican culture. When it comes to music, bro, I'm a hick. Like I'm a big típico guy. Like that's all I listen. Well, I listen to everything, but like I'm addicted to that. So I was always out in these típico parties. Yeah, Adrian knows. And
You was there too?
Nah, I wasn't. I was
nah, but nah, he knows. Like I was always out and about. But bro, Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, that you would think there's who's throwing a party? Like what club has a party? But yo, it was like you would go. It was surprising, bro. Mondays, bro, there was a spot in Uptown where there was a típico every Monday, and it was. You felt like it was a Saturday, like the shit was lit. But yeah, it was just after you leave the club 4 or 5 in the morning, you know, you eating a whole bunch of trash in the streets. Like, bro, it was not a healthy lifestyle. It was bad. The money spending as well. Like I don't regret it because what's done is done. And you know I enjoyed it. But deep down I knew that shit wasn't healthy. It was horrible, bro.
Yeah.
It was all right. I was young, but I was like, all I thought about was the weekend, or what party I'm gonna go to next week, bro. That is ridiculous. That is horrible.
How old are you at this point?
Well, going out, bro. I started young. Fake IDs and all of that.
Damn.
Yeah, I was like 15, 16, bro, in clubs already. A friend of mine, my boy Melvin, He's much older than me, but I started pretty much going out with him, like to clubs and stuff. Bro, I was fit, and he knew like the bouncers. He knew everybody, so it was never an issue. Like my fake ID, I used it very very little, because everywhere we went, he knew somebody. So, bro, I was 15, 16, bro, just out and about. So 15, 16 to like 4 years ago. Like 15 years. No, not 15 years. Like, like 12, 13 years. Just I'm telling you, all those years, there was no break. It was crazy. Living paycheck to paycheck too. Like, yo, that was horrible.
Crazy.
Because I was just thinking, all right, I'm going to buy some clothes for this weekend to go out. Or some sneakers. Bro, that shit was horrible. The money I used to take out was for my car note, insurance, and phone bill. Because I had no responsibilities either. My parents never charged me, at the time, $1 of rent. Living rent free, you paying your cell phone bill and insurance? Not even my insurance. My parents were paying insurance. All I was paying was my car note and my phone bill. And the rest was just in the streets, clubbing. Horrible. Living paycheck to paycheck. Bro, if I had half of the money I spend in the streets, bro, like, I don't even like to think about it. Hell no. But yeah, just like, I would never go back to that. Like, I had a great time because, I was doing things I like to do. But I think about it now. It's like, you crazy.
Have you dabbled in every now and then?
I've gotten out, but nothing like...
like you used to?
No, yeah. Like, I don't remember the last time I went to a party. So it's definitely been like a few months ago. Yeah, bro. But I would never. But yeah, it was just bad. It was a unhealthy lifestyle, bro. Eating, there were times I went straight from like a party to work. Go work a 8-hour shift, go straight home, shower, change. I remember one day I got home at 5 p.m. I woke up the next day at 5 a.m. to go to work. And I never sat down and thought about it. Like, is this life? Like, am I just gonna continue to do this? Is this shit ain't fun? I never sat down and thought about that. I was just like, okay, what I'm doing tomorrow. But yeah, it was. Yeah, I would never go back to that, bro.
That's good.
Like, there's nothing out there, bro. Like, what is there? What is there? What is out there that you gonna win? You spending money, so you losing money. Well, you're spending money. You're not, because you're doing something you like. And you could also, like, you in a party, you in a club. Like, you could get into a problem too. You don't know if you're gonna get back home that day. If you get into an altercation or something, you like, bro, this, like, I've had altercations, but luckily they've never escalated, like crazy. But I was lucky to not have nothing major happen to me in the streets. Thank God. In the time that I was out there, but the people that go out that just like to start problems, and sometimes they don't make it back home, bro. It's crazy. And I've seen a lot of it, and it's not worth it.
Yeah, you look at all that stuff now to where you are now, and it's really nice. So I want to wrap it up here, but I want to ask you one last question. If somebody gave you the opportunity that never happened to you, your whole chemo diagnosis, everything, would you take it?
Wait, would I take what?
Would you take the opportunity that it never happens?
Oh, of course. Of everything not happening? Damn, it's like it's an of course, because you don't want to go through that again. But then I always say that God knows, he knows how to do his thing. Because who knows where I would have been. Like, I think about it, like, Like, obviously, bro, I don't wish that on nobody. I obviously would never would want to go through something like that. But it's like, if it would have never happened, what would have happened to me?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I was gonna in a party, like I was saying, I don't know if I was gonna get into a problem or crazy car accident. Like, bro, like you don't know why it happened, but just 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 say it happened for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like at the end of the day, it's a no.
Mm-hmm.
I don't wanna, but things happen for a reason, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like it's a good question.
The
It's just hard.
experiences-
It's just hard to explain like
Yeah,
what I
yeah.
really wanna.
it shapes who you are. Like those experiences just shape who you are right now. So it's kind of hard to know whether or not, if that didn't happen, would I be the man I am today?
Exactly. Like I've changed a lot as well.
Uh huh.
In every aspect, I've changed a lot. My mentality, financially, everything, bro. Like I've changed. Like, you know, even how to deal with people. Like it's everything, bro. It has to do with everything. Like I've changed in every single way. And not that I was a bad person or I was, you know, but it it's just my mentality. It did a 360, you know.
Mm-hmm.
I have a different mindset in life, different goals.
Morals and whatnot.
Yeah, exactly. I was thinking about a car or whatever. Like, okay, yeah, it's good to have a nice car, but like, you know, my mentality changed or whatever, you know.
Mhm.
But yeah, definitely,
Mm-hmm.
it's definitely life changing in every way.
That's good. But all right, bro. Kelvin, we appreciate you for coming on,
That
bro.
was amazing, bro.
Thank you, bro.
That was an amazing story, my man.
Thank you guys. Thank you guys
Please.
for having me.
Like, subscribe if you like the episode. Share it to somebody. If you think that somebody needs to hear what was being said, share it to somebody. We appreciate you. Thank you. Anything you want to leave them with?
There was a lot, you know, that about that whole stem cell transplant too, but that could be
Mm-hmm.
another time.
Another
too.
episode.
Yeah,
Another
exactly,
episode,
another
for sure.
episode. Because that's a whole nother story that
Mhm.
interesting and crazy.
I look forward to hearing
Yeah,
it.
perfect.
All right,
guys.
bro.
Thank you.
Appreciate you. Is there anything else that you wanted to say?
Yeah, just thank you guys and thank the family, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Family and friends that were always there throughout my whole process. Especially my parents and my little brother, you know, that they were the ones that they were really like they were there, because it was during COVID as well. So again, nobody. I had family members that would go like to the window. They knew they couldn't go inside because of my health situation, but they would go to the window, just wave, just. But yeah, at the end of the day, bro, my mother, my father, and my little brother, like they were there. They were hands on, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I just want to thank them and nothing. I love all you guys.
So, thank you, bro.